In a small village nestled between the verdant hills and flowing rivers of ancient Vietnam, two boys were born under the same sky but into vastly different circumstances. Thach Sanh, a kind-hearted and brave youth, was the son of a poor woodcutter. His days were spent wandering the lush forests, where he learned the language of the birds and the secrets of the trees. He was known for his strength and unwavering spirit, always willing to lend a hand to those in need. His heart was as vast as the mountains that surrounded him. On the other side of the village lived Ly Thong, a boy of privilege whose father was a wealthy landowner. Unlike Thach Sanh, Ly Thong was cunning and ambitious, driven by a desire for power and recognition. He often looked down upon those less fortunate, including Thach Sanh, whom he saw as nothing more than a simpleton. Their fates were intertwined, however, as the village whispered of an ancient prophecy that spoke of a great hero rising from humble beginnings to challenge the darkness that threatened their land. As the years passed, the village fell under the shadow of a fearsome ogre that terrorized the people. The creature demanded tribute, devouring livestock and even the occasional villager, leaving the townsfolk in despair. The village elder called for a brave soul to confront the beast, but fear gripped the hearts of many. Thach Sanh, emboldened by his compassion for his fellow villagers, stepped forward. He vowed to face the ogre, armed only with his courage and the knowledge of the forest. Ly Thong, however, had other plans. He saw an opportunity to rid himself of Thach Sanh and elevate his own status. He approached Thach Sanh under the guise of friendship, offering to accompany him on his quest. The two set off together, navigating through the dense woods until they reached the ogre's lair. Ly Thong, feigning bravery, urged Thach Sanh to enter the cave first, claiming it would be wise to scout the area. As Thach Sanh stepped into the darkness, he quickly realized the ogre was not merely a beast, but a creature imbued with dark magic. The ogre emerged, towering and fierce, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Thach Sanh's heart raced, but he stood firm, recalling the tales of valor his mother had told him. With a swift motion, he summoned the strength of the forest and engaged the ogre in combat. The clash echoed through the cave, and with each strike, Thach Sanh felt the weight of his village's hopes resting upon his shoulders. Meanwhile, Ly Thong watched from the shadows, a mix of envy and fear coursing through him. He had not anticipated Thach Sanh's prowess, nor the bond he shared with the earth around him. As the battle raged on, Ly Thong's mind raced with thoughts of betrayal. He realized that if Thach Sanh succeeded, he would become a legend, while Ly Thong would remain in his shadow. In a moment of desperation, he devised a treacherous plan. As Thach Sanh fought valiantly, Ly Thong snuck away to gather a band of mercenaries, promising them riches and glory if they helped him defeat the ogre and claim the credit for himself. The mercenaries, eager for wealth, agreed and followed Ly Thong back to the cave. Just as Thach Sanh was gaining the upper hand, the mercenaries stormed in, overwhelming the ogre with their numbers. In the chaos, Thach Sanh fought alongside the mercenaries, but he could sense Ly Thong's treachery. The moment they subdued the ogre, Ly Thong stepped forward, claiming victory and demanding the spoils of war. The villagers, unaware of his deceit, hailed him as a hero. Thach Sanh, however, saw through the facade and felt a deep sense of betrayal. He had fought for the village, not for glory or riches, and now Ly Thong was reaping the rewards of his bravery. Despite the accolades, Ly Thong's heart was heavy with guilt. The villagers began to notice the discrepancies in Ly Thong's tale. Whispers of Thach Sanh's true heroism spread through the village, and soon the people began to question Ly Thong's integrity. The more they celebrated him, the more he felt the weight of his lies pressing down on him. Driven by guilt, Ly Thong sought out Thach Sanh, who had retreated into the forest, seeking solace among the trees. He found him sitting by a river, the water reflecting the clear blue sky above. Thach Sanh looked up, his expression a mix of sadness and strength. Ly Thong approached, his voice trembling as he confessed his betrayal. He spoke of his envy and the fear that had driven him to deceive his friend. Thach Sanh listened intently, his heart heavy but understanding. He recognized the pain of ambition and the burden of regret. Instead of anger, he offered Ly Thong forgiveness, reminding him that true strength lay not in power or glory, but in the bonds of friendship and the courage to do what is right. With newfound resolve, the two boys returned to the village together. Thach Sanh shared the truth of their encounter with the ogre, revealing Ly Thong's role in the fight. The villagers, moved by Thach Sanh's bravery and Ly Thong's honesty, celebrated both of them as heroes. They learned that redemption is possible, and that true heroism is not just about defeating monsters, but about facing one's own demons. From that day forward, Thach Sanh and Ly Thong became inseparable, their friendship forged in the fires of adversity. Together, they worked to rebuild their village, ensuring that no one would ever have to face darkness alone again. The legend of Thach Sanh and Ly Thong spread far and wide, not just as a tale of bravery, but as a reminder that even the most ambitious hearts can find their way back to the light through friendship and redemption.